Hello, sorry I'm late, but we're here. We made it to our monthly Oracle messages this month. My name is Rochelle. I am the owner of Brown Bruja. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining. Can the people on Instagram Live hear me? Just want to make sure because I accidentally dipped my earbud in my water on accident. But yeah. If people can hear me, can you let me know, leave a comment or something. I'm also okay, cool, thanks, Sharice. I'm also streaming at the same time. Hey Bobby, on YouTube for my Oracle community members. Yeah. So if you are an Oracle community member, you are going to get the full version of the August 2021 Oracle messages. You get our general messages, but you also get a little mini pick a card of what to expect in interpersonal relationships, career life purpose, and also spiritual development. So yeah, that is all at the Oracle community. Right now, membership's closed. It's such a mess. The membership is not a mess. The community is not a mess. I'm a mess. My technology situation is a mess. I was trying to transition to a different platform and it didn't work out, and now I'm just basically have to build my own on my website, which is not a problem. I can do it, but yes, it takes a little bit of energy. So yeah. Anyway, thank you all for joining. I know I'm late, but it's just because well, if you haven't noticed, we're in a different location than the last Oracle messages. I moved my desk and stuff into my bedroom. And so yeah, there's just like different stuff in here. I had like a bunch of clothes that I need to wash, and I just needed to get all that out of the room before I started. So I had to do that, and then just like set up all the cameras and stuff. Cause now we got 2 microphones, 2 cameras. Got my ring light. It's a little hot in here, even though I'm drinking hot coffee. Oh my gosh, we have people in the chat on the YouTube. What's up? Oh my gosh. Hey Nico. Senpai. Chrissy says, I love these monthly previews. Star eyeball emoji. Awesome. Okay, so I usually try to review the previous month Oracle messages to kind of see what kind of trajectory we're on. And I didn't, but I do remember. I remember July and I remember June. And I remember July because June was really shitty. And well, I'm not going to say shitty. It was difficult. It was challenging. July was really challenging, or June was really challenging, and July was also challenging, but it like wasn't as bad as June. And the area of challenge that we were feeling was within shadow work realm. And so, it was a general message, but in general, we were feeling that we were going to have to be confronting things that we didn't want to confront, things that we just kind of like shove into the closet that we don't really want to deal with. Kind of like, that gigantic pile of dirty laundry that I just needed to like kick out of my room. Just like, things that we've been avoiding because we just don't want to deal with them. All that stuff we had to face in June and in July. But the difference between June and July was we felt like, okay, July was kind of like the peak of it, the worst of it. And after that, things would start to ease up as long as we were continuing to, work through the personal, spiritual, mental, emotional, whatever challenges that we were being faced with, as long as we're, continuing to try and like be better people and work through all of that. Then it's like, okay, July is gonna be the worst. It's all downhill from here, but not in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I get out of breath sometimes when I do these. I don't even know why, but let me just take a sip of my coffee. Okay. So, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on for August. August 2021. Sorry if I'm sweating because it's really hot in here. And I don't drink iced coffee. I have to have my hot coffee. But anyways, all right. So let's see, Spirit, what can you tell us about what we need to know for the month of August 2021? Generally, what do we need to know for August 2021? Okay, I'm already starting to have a few downloads, but I don't want to say anything yet. But let's see. Whoa. All right. Got some flying cards. August 2021. Okay. This is a lot better already. But let me just see what's going on here. Alright. Okay, so these are the cards that we have. We have the Five of Swords. Oops. Five of Swords. We got the Six of Discs, or the Six of Pentacles. The Nine of Discs, or the Nine of Pentacles. Yes, love that card. And the Ace of Wands, or the Phoenix. Okay. Let me just tune in a little bit and see what's going on here. And actually, I do want to, I don't know, I usually don't like to pull extra cards when I haven't even interpreted the other ones yet, but I feel like I have to do this. Okay, so, you know, and this is, it's kind of, oh, okay, bye, Nico. So what's interesting about this month is that it doesn't feel like whatever that you've been struggling with in the past 2 to 3 months is going away. It doesn't feel like that at all. Instead, what it feels like, and it's kind of interesting because the same message came through for a client that I had earlier this morning, is that it's not that the difficulties are going away, it's that you've kind of gone to a point where dealing with these difficulties is not it's not as stressful for you as it was at the beginning of the summer, if that makes sense. Because, you know, with the Five of Swords, it's almost like there is conflict. There's a possibility for conflict, and this specifically feels like communication. It's almost like and the conflict is like with your boundaries. It's what you want personally for your, like, the trajectory of your life. So it feels like maybe like your career, or a certain lifestyle that you want to live, that you feel like you need to live. So it could have to do with gender, it could have to do with sexuality, who you want to live with, whether or not you want to get married, having kids, what kind of job you want to do. It's all these, it could be, you know, something like that, anything like that. And it just feels like now, like, whenever people try to come at you, whether or not that be, you know, intentionally to hurt you or not, it just feels like you already know what you're gonna say. You already have, it kind of reminds me of, like, sorry, I keep interrupting myself, but it kind of reminds me of, like, well, I'll just, like, give it my own personal life example, I guess, when people, because as you know, I'm going to be leaving my lawyer job soon, and when people ask me, like, oh, like, what I'm going to do after, like, oh, what are you going to do when this job ends? Are you going to go get another lawyer job? Which is usually the assumption, right? Because who goes to school for 3 years and, like, takes on, like, 6-figure debt just to never use that degree again? I don't know. I don't know. I know I'm not the only one, but usually the assumption is, right, that you're gonna, like, I don't know, do something with that piece of paper. And but now, you know, when people ask me like, oh, like what am I gonna do, I used to be really scared, embarrassed to say that I just have to show you Bobby. He's so cute. Bobby. Bobby. He's ignoring me. Alright. Anyway, back to the message. Oops. I kind of fucked up the camera. Well, alright, leave it like that. So, you know, I used to be really embarrassed to tell people what I actually was going to be doing after I left my current job. I used to not want to tell them like, "Oh, I'm planning on being a full-time witch or a full-time psychic, whatever, you know, whatever I call it." It doesn't really make it sound more socially acceptable to people. It's still like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? And you know, that is something that I ask myself every day. Like, what the fuck am I doing? But like, especially I felt this embarrassment when I was like before the pandemic started. So before, or at least in the United States, like, so before March 2020, I would never tell anybody in my family like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like not be a lawyer anymore and I'm just gonna like quit my job full time. And that's not just because like it's not socially acceptable for me to do what I'm doing, but it's also because like I know that it would really disappoint a lot of people in my family, because so many people like had supported me through school, my undergrad, you know, like when I graduated from college, my mom had already passed away, so a lot of my family members came up to my graduation, which is on the continent, and it wasn't in Hawaii. They supported me there. Also, you know, when I graduated from law school, my third year of law school, my dad passed away, so I didn't have my parents. So anyway, it was like, it was basically like I was letting my parents down, you know, by saying like I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. Even though they had no financial investment, there was a very high emotional investment. But at this point, sorry to talk about myself for so long. It's just like, even just talking about it now kind of like still makes me a little bit emotional. Um, but yeah, now I'm okay with telling people. And I don't know if that's partly because it's like I have no choice. We're literally like less than a month away from my last day of work. So it's like, fuck, like I don't have anything lined up. So it's just, this is literally the truth has to come out because I literally have nothing else to fall back on. Um, yeah, but in August, what it feels like here with the Five of Swords is like I'm already used to people coming at me, saying this, saying that, like doubting me, telling me that where I'm headed with my life is wrong, where I'm headed personally, because it's like not socially acceptable, or because like my family will be disappointed in me, or my friends, or whatever. Um, like I'm already used to what they're gonna say. I've already anticipated it. It's the same. It's like, you know, a person that fights with swords. It's like you know how to already counter those attacks. So it's like I'm already expecting this because it's just a consequence of the lifestyle that I'm planning on living, that I intend to live, and I don't want to make a change. I can't make a change. This is just how I'm gonna have to live, and so it's like, bring it on. Like I'm okay with conflict now. I'm okay with people questioning me, and it's almost like it's not it's the attitude that I'm feeling is, it's not like a defensive attitude. It's like it's just like, hey, you know what? This is how I'm gonna live. It's not for everybody. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's actually most people's anti cup of tea, whatever the opposite of that might be. And so it's like, even though that's the case, that has nothing to do with me. The only people that this is a problem for are the people that feel triggered by it, and I don't I don't want to say it in the way that social media uses it, but for a lot of people, especially like, those of us who come from um, immigrant families or native families or black families or families that have experienced any kind of oppression under capitalism, patriarchy, white supremacy, it's like going against the norm can be very triggering, because for our ancestors it was a matter of life or death. It's like you don't want to go along with capitalism, you don't want to like sell yourself by whatever, climbing the corporate ladder. Like, yeah, of course people will look at you like you're fucking crazy, because you're like not going with the flow. And it's not because they don't care about us, but it's because like thinking about that makes that scary for them. And it's not to like negate that truth for them, but it's like, well, literally that doesn't have anything to do with me. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here with the Five of Swords. As a, I don't I don't necessarily think that conflict is bad. And I think that the more that I think conflict is good. And I think that the more that you and I get comfortable with talking to other people who may not agree with what we're doing, or who just have some kind of level of discomfort with what it is that we're doing, the more it does for your own self-confidence, because it's like I'm willing to stand up for myself, and I know how to stand up for myself. I know how to articulate it, and even though we may come away from the conversation and that person doesn't agree with what I'm doing, at least I feel confident in what I'm doing, and I know that, like, I don't know, it's just like there's just something to be said about a person that can like stand up for themselves, even though somebody's like literally telling you like you're going down the wrong path, you're doing everything wrong with your life. But anyway, that's the theme of the Five of Swords. All right, so let's keep going here. The second card that is kind of drawing my eye right here is, okay, so this is all related, okay? We have here the Nine of Discs and the Six of Discs, like I said. And this is related to this Five of Swords energy and being unapologetic about where it is that you're headed in your life, okay? With the Nine of Discs, it's almost, okay, so there's kind of like two interpretations or two ways that this could go. And this is a general reading, so, everybody will experience this differently, but the main two ways that I could see this going is, number one, you are totally, like we were saying with the Five of Swords, the conflict is not a big issue for you. You're like, this is me. I'm living my truth, and I don't care. I don't care what you have to say. F you, F you, F you. Like, I just saw a Nini meme. I can't remember, but it's just like, yeah, wow, I don't know. Anyway, it's just like that energy of being able to just like, being able to thrive without having to, I don't know, care about or depend on other people's approval for you to feel successful, to be wealthy in whatever realm that might be. The Nine of Discs, or the Nine of Pentacles, is a very, it's a card that a lot of times can represent like independent wealth or autonomy in your finances or in your material situations. So that's the kind of energy that's coming on here. And like, how many books have I read? Have you read, if you like to read books, about women who were independently wealthy or, were able to take care of themselves, like, and they were seen as, I don't know, witches, bitches, whatever derogatory term you want to call a woman that does not have to, I don't know, bow to the pressures of society in order to be, to feel good about herself and to be stable, That's kind of what I'm feeling here. And that's why I relate this back to the Five of Swords. So, for a lot of people in August, they've been doing the work throughout the whole summer, in June, in July, to, really just like clean out the cobwebs in the closet and then to shake out the skeletons, doing all of the shadow work, getting all of it, getting themselves in order to have a more successful fall and winter, right? That's one path that I'm seeing folks being able to go down. And the second way is kind of like people who are, it's like you're doing the work and you're reaping the benefits of this shadow work that you've been doing, but for some reason you don't really see yourself as this Nine of Discs, as this Nine of Pentacles person. And you don't have to be a woman. You could be any gender. But it's just like, it's almost like a imposter syndrome thing. And I don't, I know a lot of people talk about imposter syndrome, and I'm not sure if I'm using that term in the correct way. So let me just explain what I mean when I say imposter syndrome. What it feels like is like you're digging yourself out of the hole, but it's like you don't see how far you've come since June, and you may be experiencing a greater degree of security and stability, but you're like unable to appreciate that because you're just so used to operating in survival mode, if that makes sense. So if that's you, or actually, you know what, everybody should do this. If you've been journaling or documenting your progress in some kind of way, even if it's just like looking back at like your Instagram stories and seeing like what kind of shit you were posting in June and July, take stock of where you were at the beginning of the summer and look at where you are now, and just see like how your overall well-being has improved, and that can include like your mental, emotional, spiritual health. How far have you come since then? Yeah, because I guarantee you, like, just like looking at this like empirical data will show you that you truly can see yourself, or that you should see yourself as a Nine of Pentacles person. If not like a fully embodied Nine of Pentacles, like you're getting there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I really feel this. It's like, you know, it's hard to snap out of survival mode, especially if being super stressed all the time, feeling like you have to just like constantly be putting out fires. It's hard to switch from that to a place where it's like I have time to relax, where my time to relax is no longer a luxury. It's just like a normal part of my routine. It's really difficult to motorcycle. Oh my god, sorry. It's really difficult to make that mindset switch for a lot of people. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's something that we all have had to, well, a lot of us have had to go through, and I'm still struggling with that. But yeah, just be aware of what comes up around that, around you being safe and being in a place of stability. Because yeah, you honestly, it's just like when people are scared of swimming, and they think they're like gonna drown and they're in like 2 feet of water. You don't want to be that person. Just like to get a realistic grasp of your surroundings and your situation, and yeah, you probably can relax a little bit more than you think. Okay, moving on. And I just realized I shuffled the Moonology cards and I didn't even pull any, but maybe we'll get into that later. Okay. Alright, let's move on to the Six of Discs. Okay, so the Six of Discs here is related to the it's related. It's, I mean, like I said, they're all related, but I guess like continuing on from the messages from the Nine of Discs, for the Six of Discs, a lot of people this month will will have greater capacity to, like I said, to rest. And with more rest comes more capacity for creativity, for giving, for humor, for just like I just any way that you can think of where you can use your energy to create something to give to other people, that is what is kind of being that's what you'll have the opportunity to cultivate this month with the Six of Pentacles. So for those of you who are feeling comfortable with your Nine of Pentacles energy, or for people who are, getting there, or just want to, like fake it till they make it, which is okay too. I have to do that a lot. And it works. Yeah. So for those of you with Nine of Pentacles energy in August, you have the invitation, if not obligation, to give back to other people, to pay your abundance forward. And but at the same time, Spirit's cautioning you not to give it all away, because you just got it, you just acquired some a little bit of spaciousness in your life. But I do see that there are people who really look up to you, with these like two children here, looking up to the person, um, looking up to the person in this little picture frame. Um, and so there will be people who want to know more about like how you were able to get to get to the place that you're at now. And it could be like little cousins. It could be just like people that follow you on Instagram. But what you went through, or what you've been going through, and for some people this is something that's been going on for like the past 2 or 3 years, it's not insignificant. It may seem mundane because it's just been your everyday life, but it's really important for you to help other people with the resources that you've had, and also because of the specific life experiences that you've had. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here with the Six of Pentacles. And the other thing too is that a lot of people watching this need to up their ancestor communication game. I don't want to say game, because it's like you're not like talking like that to your ancestors, their ancestor communication practice. I'll say practice. Yeah, you need to talk to your ancestors more. They help. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been praying to your ancestors to for them to help you get through these past 2 to 3 to 6 or 8 months. Sorry, I know there's a lot of people that are gonna be watching this, but so but communicating with your ancestors is not just asking them for stuff. You have to pray for them too. You need to give them offerings too. You need to treat them like, like how you would any other relative. If you have relationships with other relatives, it's like you got to invite them to the family parties. You got to cook them food. You need to give them gifts. Tell them about your day. Ask them how they're doing, if there's anything that they need. Yeah, there needs to be, for a lot of people, there needs to be a little bit more different type, reciprocation between the relationships. Because, our ancestors, unlike the divine, or God, or spirit, or whatever you want to call that energy, that entity, ancestors are not infinite sources of, like, protection and love, or whatever. Like, they're people. Like, I mean, they are in spirit, they don't have bodies anymore, but it's like you can't just be like asking them for stuff only. That's not I mean, you can if you want to, but you're not. You could. You're missing out on a lot if you don't. Yeah, give them stuff too, and just like try to like be. I don't want to say befriend them, but just like have a relationship with them like you would any other family member. So yes, and if you have questions on that, I do have a post. I have a couple of reels where I talk about like making ancestor offerings. There's also a post in my Oracle community about ancestor interviewing your ancestors. Yeah, so I have a couple of resources on cultivating a more meaningful relationship with your ancestors if you need them. But honestly, like, just talk to them, see what comes through, listen, make space for those messages to come through, and yeah, you'll probably find that you can deepen your relationship with your ancestors just with that. So yeah, all right. So moving on to the last card that we have here, we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah. So to answer the question that I posed at the beginning of this video, which is like, is August gonna be shittier than July? To me, I think overall the answer is no. I think August is gonna be a lot lighter. I think that we're gonna have, it's like we're like getting a second wind from like the year 2021. Yeah, I do see that. But at the same, okay, so when I say second wind, and I hate interrupting myself, but there's all these caveats that I have to put in here now. So when I say second wind, I mean that a lot of people are going to be feeling more motivation to pursue whatever it is that they're intending to pursue. And for this month, they are talking about like big things in your life. So yes, your career, life purpose stuff, but it's also just like doing whatever it is that you gotta do to like make yourself happy. I do see people kind of like feeling more motivation, more determination, more drive to do whatever it is that they're trying to do. But a lot of people are feeling stuck because of COVID, because of the pandemic, because of the economy is another thing that they're saying. And so I don't know if a bunch of you are like trying to move to another city. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. People feeling like it's not possible. But that's not necessarily true. Again, you know, we should all be cognizant of the health guidelines in whatever locality you might find yourself in. But there, if it takes extra planning, it doesn't mean that it's not possible. I'll just say that. Yeah. This is like, whatever is in your heart, what they're saying is like, whatever is in your heart, you can't, it's like, you can't stop it. You can't stop it from coming true. I don't know. So, whenever you start to feel doubts or worries, like, that's okay. That's totally normal. But I feel that, those doubts and worries are not going to be like permanent obstacles to whatever it is that you're trying to do. So, yeah, Ace of Wands, go for it with planning. Okay, been talking for a while, but let's see if there's any other messages that we need to hear for August 2021. August 2021, any other messages? Okay, so these are kind of just summarizing what we already went over with the tarot cards, but I'll just show you the cards. So the first card that came out is this one, New Moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than to take. Full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. And balsamic moon, a time for healing. Whoop. There we go. I'm trying to get focus on the camera. So yeah, like I said, with our tarot cards, you know, I feel like the new moon in Virgo corresponds to the Six of Discs energy, the Six of Pentacles message about giving back, to the extent that you feel capacity, but not to give everything away, but you know, just recognizing that you do have something to offer to people, to other people based on your own personal experiences, that people are looking up to you. But yeah, don't give it all away. That's like a Virgo problem, and I can say that because I know, because fucking Virgo rising. Second, with this full moon in Cancer, personal issue reaches resolution. I feel like it's a spirit kind of reiterating to us, like, yeah, the big roller coaster ride of June and July 2021 is over. You don't have to worry about that. It's more like, okay, let's just like try and get out of survival mode, get out of this like crab mentality mode, and back to living with more spaciousness, so that we're better able to create and to enjoy the work that we've done on our healing. Yeah, and so I think that's what this balsamic moon card is. It's telling us like, you did it. Like you fucking did your homework. You did what you need to do. Maybe not everybody maybe not everybody that watched the June and July oracle messages did their homework, but I feel like if you're watching this message and you feel like you in August 2021 and you're like, you know what, I did work really fucking hard on myself. I showed my ass, and I broke down, and I questioned my reality, and now I'm here today as a new person, and I'm still standing strong. Then yeah, this is spirit affirming like you did what you need to do for yourself. So yeah, just now make sure that you recognize it. Okay. Nine of discs, Nine of Pentacles energy. Oh shit, I almost spilled my coffee. Okay. Last thing before I go off of Instagram Live and I go on a break for my YouTube people. Any goddess messages? Since we are talking about Nine of Pentacles, divine feminine energy. Wow, that's too many. Any messages for the collective in August 2021? I love that. Wow, I don't think I've ever picked this card. We have, and I don't know how to say it either, so I'm sorry if I misspelled. Okay, Chrissy says, "Woohoo! I breathe a breath of fresh air and sigh of relief." Yes, love that for you. Okay, so this says quiet time. Quiet time, and I don't know how to say this goddess's name, but she's doing the thing that they do in the movies. Remember the hula dance? My Hawaii people know what I'm talking about. That used to scare me in the beginning of the movies. But anyways, it says here, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. And yeah, I think it's just going along with the theme of healing and like being able to feel that you're safe. It's almost like, yeah, do less than what you've been doing in the past 2 months. You don't have to go as hard in your personal development, whatever area that might have been. You can the best way for you to heal right now is to just like do nothing and allow the things to just like naturally. This is me imitating your muscles healing together. I don't know. Sorry, I was only pre-med for 1.5 years, but Yeah, it's time for some quiet time. It's time for some rest. It's time for, yeah, you don't need to act like you're at war right now. That's what I'm seeing. Yes. And with the last goddess card that we have here, Mother Mary, expect a miracle. I feel like Spirit is telling you that they got it from here. That, like, you did what you had to do. If you feel like you put in the effort that you had to, like, Spirit has got you for the rest of the way for August, because the message on this card says, have faith that your answers have been heard and are being, have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Yeah, so very positive message. I'm so thankful that I get to deliver a less difficult message this month, because I have not had the pleasure of doing so for the past 2 months. That's amazing. All right, so thank you everybody for joining me for the general message. Thank you Instagram. Thank you YouTube. Right now I'm gonna sign off of the off of the IG live, and I'm gonna take a break on YouTube. So yeah, Instagram people, if you want to book a reading with me, if you want to dive in deeper, more specifically with the themes that we explored in this August 2021 general oracle message, you can still book a reading with me for September. I have much greater availability now in September, since I'm going to be quitting my job. Yeah, so I'll be doing readings full time. So please get into the link in my bio, brownbruja.com/book. Yeah, I'm going to be closing my book soon, just temporarily, just so that I can like have a little bit more control over it, because I'm going to be also launching the fall cohort of my spiritual development course, Practical Woo. So yeah, if you're interested in that, you can also head to my website, brownbruja.com, and get on the wait list. Oh yeah, everybody's saying thank you. You're welcome, everybody. Oh, thanks, Rosalva. She said congratulations. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm so happy to be quitting my job. But yeah, so get on the wait list for Practical Woo if you want. The link is on my website. You can also book a session with me there. I can do a reading for you, or we can also just like work on spiritual development stuff. If you want to like, I don't know, if you want advice on like your tarot card reading practice, or like developing your ancestor altar, or maybe just like practicing channeling, we can do all of that in any of the sessions that you book with me. Yeah, so with that being said, I'm going to be signing off of Instagram Live now. So bye bye, Instagram people. Thanks everybody for tuning in. All right, now I will be right back, YouTube people. I'm going to take a break to stretch my legs and eat a snack. All right, we're back. Uh-oh. So, like I said, I accidentally dipped one of my earbuds into the water, and now I think it's not working. So, yay, good one me. But anyway, we're back with the second half of today, or this month's messages, our August 2021 monthly Oracle messages, and now we're gonna get into interpersonal relationships, career, life purpose, and finally spiritual development. Thanks for taking a break with me, everybody. I just ate a Twix ice cream bar, which I know I'm not supposed to be having dairy, but it was so good, and I feel extra energized now. And if I get another pimple, I could just put concealer on it. But all right. So let's get into this. Okay, so what I was feeling from Spirit on the break is that we're only meant to have two groups for each category this month. So we're gonna do that. Let's start off with interpersonal relationships. What do we need to know? Sorry, I didn't know if I had chocolate on my mouth. What do we need to know in interpersonal relationships? August 2021. Please give us two groups, one card each group. Alright. Okay, we got two cards exactly, and I'm reading from the Kitten Chops Tarot, which is super cute. Kitten Chops Playful Heart Tarot. Look at these cards. I mean, how can you be sad with these little colorful kitty cat cards? Say that 10 times fast. I shouldn't put my coffee there. I could drop my cards into the coffee. Alright. So, the first group that we have is the Lovers. Look at that. So cute. So precious. Sorry, my nails are gross. It's chocolate, I promise. Anyway. So with the Lovers card with interpersonal relationships, I do feel healing. Healing in relationships, especially for people who had just gotten into a fight with somebody. You're yeah, I feel that you're gonna be healing that wound. I feel that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot to do a part of the video where people pick their numbers, but I think we're just gonna go weekly oracle style, and I'm just gonna like go through because less messages this month, but also I think that more there's also a higher likelihood of people wanting to listen to all the messages. So yeah, I'm still gonna do the timestamps, but I'll just let you into it. I think that I don't know, it just feels like people need to listen to all the messages in this section of the monthly oracle. So I'm just gonna keep going. All right. Yeah, so with the Lovers, what it feels like is that there's a reconciliation, mending of relationships. It's almost like, or maybe if you feel like you've been kind of like in a slump with your partner or with a friend, maybe like you have a friend who recently made new friends with somebody else and you're not really like hanging out with them and you feel a little bit neglected. I do feel things just like getting better, that person coming back to you, spending more time together, rekindling your affection for each other, whether that be romantic or platonic. That's what I see here with the Lovers card. It's beautiful. Yeah. Oop, not me, the card. Yes. So the second card that we have here, which is also another traditionally positive card in the tarot for relationships, is the Four of Wands. It's party time. Yeah, look at that. Look at those two chicken legs in the back. It's so cute. I freaking love this deck so much. I need to read with it more. And so what I'm seeing with the four, okay, so I have to say this, even though it might not necessarily, it's probably not going to apply to most people, but with the Four of Wands and with the Lovers as well, like, marriage can be strongly indicated. when the Four of Wands comes up. And with the Four of Wands and the Lovers together, I mean, come on. It's like, I don't know anything else in the tarot that depicts marriage so literally. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if not, it could be engagement. It could also just be like you're gonna be going to somebody's party, wedding party, or participating in some kind of like ceremony affirming people's love for each other. It could, and you know, again, it does not have to be romantic. It could also be platonic. It could be like best friends 25th anniversary or something. I don't know. But I do see that, and I also do see it, so it could also be like a renewal of vows. Maybe you're like helping out with that. Um, I'm really focusing on the person. There's like wallflower in the background here. Don't focus on my face. And she's like the bunny's like, may I have this dance? And she's like, who, me? Like, I'm sorry. Am I getting too into this? I don't know. But that's what so I'm seeing it's like this if you are attending some kind of party or ceremony, or you're involved in some kind of way of some kind of celebration of a reunion or a union of two people, just know that that energy is infectious in a good way, not in a bad way like COVID, in a good way, where you know, just open your let yourself be open to being infected with that love bug. You know, it's okay to want to celebrate even though there's like the whole world is just like falling down all around us, you know. Love, hope, faith, all these things, they're meant to give us some kind of anchor when we're struggling in life. So you shouldn't feel guilty about, you know, feeling hopeful about love or wanting to be loved or loving on somebody else. Um, and if you feel inclined towards those feelings this month, like let that wash over you, let it nourish you, let it stay with you, because there's a lot of things that will take it away from you in life, so just accept it. Okay? Yeah. Let somebody flirt with you, have a crush on you, give you compliments, try like be your friend, or yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. We can still connect even under the circumstances that we're living in right now. There's still a way for us to like be happy and be in community and celebrate our interpersonal relationships. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I love that. All right, let's move on to career and life purpose. Career and life purpose. What do we need to know for August 2021? Please give us 2 groups, 1 card per group. I'm really sad that I ruined my headphones. I like these. I ordered a pair before and Nori ate them, or she chewed them up. So about this one, and I ruined this pair, but yeah, let's buy another one. It's a business expense. And they're like 15 bucks anyways. Alright, anyway, concentrating now. Career and life purpose, 2 groups, 1 part per group, August 2021. What do we need to know? Alright, we got the Page of Wands. Little beach moment. Oh, my nails. I'm so sorry. And the Wheel of Fortune. In this deck, it's just called the Wheel. That's so cute. What is that on top of? It's like a little bunny on top of the guy. Hello? Hello? I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go. There's the bunny. All right. Back to the reading. Oh my gosh. I'm so sweaty. I'm sorry. Okay. So let's see here. With the Page of Wands, I do feel like it's a time for play, which is interesting to say in career and life purpose, because I don't usually when I first heard that, I was like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, what is play in career, play in life purpose? Like, do you know me? I'm the wrong messenger for this message. But I'm just kidding. And also, I know that this is a message for me, so that's really rude of you, but all right, I'll deliver it anyways. So, with the Page of Wands, like I said, it's time for play for a lot of people when it comes to career and life purpose. And it's kind of linking back. It is linking back to that message in our general messages about resting to have enough spaciousness to be able to create. Because creativity, the most, I guess, some of the best creative ideas come out of us when we are playing, when we're having fun, when we're enjoying ourselves, when we're able to relax. And so, if you're feeling like you've hit a wall, you maybe feel a little bit burnt out, it's time for you to engage in some play, in some rest, in some relaxation. Maybe you literally, like this girl, need to go eat a lollipop on the beach. Or, I don't know, she's probably not at the beach, right? Because there's a sprinkler there. Like, why is there a sprinkler at the beach? But anyway, it's very, like, summer vibes. So just get out into the sun. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the sensual pleasures of the material realm. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean, like, eat good food. It could be sexual, but it doesn't have to be. It's about eating good food, enjoying the feeling of the sun on your skin, feeling cute, wearing cute clothes, just like being confident, or pretending like you're confident, but just like enjoying life regardless of any insecurities that you might feel or worries that you have about work. It's all about all of that. And just like, it's like literally, like, I don't want to say hot girl summer, because that's not the exact sentiment that is being expressed by this card. But having a hot girl summer could be a part of this Page of Wands energy when it comes to your career and life purpose. I don't know. Everybody's different. But yeah, definitely it's like, instead of trying to control so much, just let go with the flow. Just like stop trying to like take a course on accounting, and just like go to the park and like frolic in the fields. Just, that's kind of like what they're telling you and me right now. All right. The second message that we have here is this beautiful color wheel and the Wheel of Fortune. And we have, I think those are apples, and I don't know what kind of leaves that is. It could be a lot of different kinds of leaves. But anyway, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's this message is related to this Page of Wands, in that Spirit is kind of telling you, like, with a 10 with the wheel, which is almost like the midpoint, if not the midpoint of the major arcana. It's like you're in the eye of the storm right now. Literally, like, you're in the middle. You're in the eye of the storm right now, or you're in a really good place where you're able to rest, where things are going good for you. And if you just continue to go with the flow, more good things, positive things are going to continue to come your way. And so being in this state in August is a big challenge for a lot of people, because it's like the only way that, or the way that you feel most comfortable experiencing success when it comes to your career is by you being able to take control of situations, whether that be by manifesting or, actively applying to jobs, applying to school, doing projects, having conversation, whatever it is. It feels like you're used to things going your way because you're assertive and you're like deliberately going after something. But right now in August, they're saying like you'll have more success if you just stop and just like let the wheel roll you on to the next step, if that makes sense. That's what I'm seeing here. And, it's interesting because looking at this card, and I think that's a Buddha because of the ears. Look at those big lapayag. Yes, that's definitely a Buddha. Buddha ears with big bunny ears on top. But, this Buddha, and that represents us, a lot of times it can feel like you're trapped by your circumstances, that you're trapped by the going with the flow is like a prison for you, because you're like, no, I need to be in control. I need to do what it is that I think that I need to do in order to advance in my career or to get closer to being in alignment with my life purpose. But it's almost like you don't really have a choice right now. I mean, like, if you just try to fight and get out of the wheel's gonna roll slower. So it's like, just let it enfold you. Is that like a name of an emo album? I feel like it is. If you know it, leave a comment. I'm pretty sure that's like, I'm not gonna look it up right now because I want to finish this message for you all. But anyway, yeah, I can feel that way. But guess who trapped you in the wheel? It's the divine. It's your guides. It's these entities that have your best interests at heart for you. So, what does that mean? You should be able to trust them because they love you and they're here for you and they care for you. So why are you fighting it again? Because you're not the one rolling the wheel. Even though if you were also trying to roll yourself to your greatest and highest good, you would be doing the exact same thing. That doesn't make sense. Sounds like you just want to be in control, even though control is an illusion. Yeah, I'm just saying. But I totally understand where you're coming from. This message, I feel like it will also apply equally to me. Yeah, I actually have been getting this message about relinquishing control for several years now. But anyway, yeah, I honestly, August feels really good energetically when it comes to your career and life purpose. So if you are able to just relax, like literally, if you have to, like block in time just to like have fun, do something fun, and not numbing out, not mindless escape from your problems, but like do something that you can like be present in your body for, that also like makes you feel good. So like maybe some kind of physical activity, like surfing or dancing or gardening or doing a puzzle, things like that. Not I do not recommend watching TV or listening to podcasts or anything where you can just be passive. It has to be something where your mind can also engage and you can like get into the flow state that way. That's what's going to be the most healthful for you. All right. Okay, lastly, spiritual development. I'm telling you, August is already way better. Way better. And it starts tomorrow. I'm so excited. Alright, here we go. August. Spiritual development message for August 2021. Please give us 2 messages. 1 card each. What do we need to know? August 2021. Spiritual development message. Okay, wow. All right, so we have here the Seven of Cups and the Two of Cups. Whoop, whoop. There we go. Isn't that cute, dolphins? I was just reading about dolphins. Did you know that most male dolphins are bisexual? I learned that today from Instagram. Oh, and we have the Wheel of Fortune here. Isn't that interesting? It's not the same, but it's that color wheel. All right, let me just take a sip. Okay. So the messages that I'm delivering today for your spiritual development in August 2021, one of them is something that we've heard before, which is really rude, but fine, whatever, spirit. With the Seven of Cups, it's like, just pick one thing to focus on, okay? You're trying to do everything. You're trying to learn herbalism. You're trying to learn astrology. You're trying to learn, I don't know. I guess those are the only two things that I can think of. But wherever your spiritual journey is taking you, it doesn't really, the modality is not as important as the way that you're going to be helping people, okay? So the way that they're kind of explaining it to me is that you didn't come to Earth to be an astrologer, or you didn't come to Earth to be a psychic. You came to Earth to, well, for a lot of different reasons, but when it comes to the way that you're gonna be like using your spiritual development, the way that you're engaging spiritually is just a tool. It's just a tool, and you can use lots of different kinds of tools to build a house, but it doesn't really matter what tools you use, because you're just like, I'm just trying to have a house here. My end goal is to build a house. It's not, I have to learn how to use a saw and a hammer. I don't know that many tools, even though I come from like carpenters on both sides of my family, but you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, yes, maybe reading the Akashic Records, learning how to access your Akashic Records is very, very interesting to you. And at the same time, you really want to learn numerology. But it's like, don't let the overwhelm of all the things that you don't know, all the things that you still need to learn, don't let that stop you from pushing forward on your spiritual journey. There's so many different ways that you can help people, and it's the same sentiment that what's going on with my tongue right now? It goes along the same lines of that sentiment of like, every religion holds some truth, right? Every spiritual modality, even though they're all different and they come from different traditions and they access like different types of energy, spirit energy, they all, all can help people to become better people, I guess, like, depending on what your definition of a better person is, but you're not missing out because you're not like devoting your life to learning Reiki when you're already so far along on learning theta healing or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about it. Any path that you choose that resonates with you is the right path for you, and it does not foreclose you from learning other modalities along the way. You're not missing anything. Well, you are, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? Seven of Cups. All right. And lastly, here we have the Two of Cups. Oh my gosh. So for a lot of people, your spiritual journey is really a big part of it is a relationship that you have with somebody. And I'm not sure. I think this is your guide. I think this is your guide. Um, yeah, it's your main guide that wants to help guide you on with your spiritual development specifically. So in August, if you've been actively working on cultivating your relationship with your spirit guide, your main spirit guide, and by main I don't mean to say that there's a hierarchy within your spirit guides, but I'm talking about the main one that helps you with spiritual development. Some people have more than one, some people only have one, so your only spirit guide is your main spirit guide, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, they're in conversation with you this month to help you move further along in your spiritual journey. And the reason why I say that too is because we have the lotus flower here. And the lotus flower can symbolize enlightenment, awakening. So it could be also that you are experiencing spiritual reawakening, spiritual reactivation, and your guide is here to help you with that, to help guide you through it, to kind of like tell you like, hey, this is what you can expect. I see like this is the guide. Oops, this is the guide. Doot doot, kind of being like, it's like you opened up a flower and blah 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 blah, whatever they want to say to you, right? And then you're the one with the really rosy cheeks being like, oh, that's so interesting. So yeah, if you've been reaching out to your spirit guide to help you, keep your ears and eyes and your heart open to messages from them, because I feel that it's coming. And also too with this I forget, caduceus, I think that's what it's called, that medical, you know what I'm talking about, the medical thing that also is a sign of Hermes. Hermes. I don't get it confused now, but you know what I'm talking about. The snakes on this card represent knowledge as well, and that goes along with the enlightenment theme of the lotus flowers. So I definitely feel for a lot of people, strong spiritual reactivation, spiritual reawakening energy. And lastly, with the Wheel of Fortune there, it's kind of a reminder for these people to just let things go with the flow, because you can't control that shit anyway, especially when it comes to spiritual reawakenings. And now they're kind of like tapping me on the shoulder to make sure that I say this. It's like, it's a lot of times, like 9 times out of 10, your spiritual reawakening is super fucking uncomfortable when something scary happens to you spiritually, because they're pushing you to grow. If it's something that you're comfortable with, if it's something that like doesn't scare you, then it's probably not that big of a jump. So yeah, if you find yourself kind of being like a little bit worried about the rate of your gifts expanding, or maybe you just like saw something in your dreams or in your mind's eye that you're like, I've never seen anything like that before, what the fuck is that? That's how you know that you're in the thick of your another spiritual reawakening. And even though you're not in control, your guides are here to literally guide you. So keep yourself open to those messages. And yeah. All right, that's it for this month's oracle messages, our general messages, as well as our specific messages in career, interpersonal relationships, and spiritual development. I hope you enjoyed. Bookmark this video if you need to, so that you can refer back to it throughout the month, see how things go. You can also use it to, I guess, like help you as you set your intentions for the month. And also at the end of the month to check in to see how you did, you know. I do that all the time. I hate motorcycles. I said that already. And yes, now they're making the alarm go off. So it's time for me to go. I got to go. So thank you all so much for joining me live. If you joined live, if not, thanks for being here. I'm getting really annoyed, so I'm gonna end the stream now. And yeah, I'll see you in the Oracle community. I'm not sure if it's gonna be on Patreon still or Mighty Networks or another website. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna host it on my own website though. Just saying. Oh, and the beeping stopped. Yeah, I'll say it now since we're away from the general public. The only Oracle community members can see this, but I'm pretty sure that I'm just gonna move everything to my website and host it on there because I don't want to deal with these other platforms processing fees anymore. It's a scam. It's a big old scam. So yeah, look out for that. I will update you all before the end of August for sure. I thought it would be by today, but I'm still working things out a little bit. But yeah, I'm almost to a resolution on that. I'm waiting for a little bit more spiritual confirmation. But yes, I hope you're well. Congratulations to you and to me. We're having a way better month than we have had, hopefully, for the past few months. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Happy August. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.